Oh, we are live. Okay, this is my first time doing this, so maybe a little bit clunky. What I'm hoping is that somewhere I'm going to see some questions or comments popping up. So if I can't see that, then I'll try to just get to them later on. So type them in anyway, and then I'll try and cover them off later. So, hi, welcome to my live, welcome to my lounge. The reason I'm doing this out here in my lounge is because I need all the space to talk about all of these supplements today. So I wanted to have a little chat about it because I've just come across a few different types that I'm excited to try. And then I thought I would just talk about a whole bunch of them. Now, if you are I should probably tell you, if you're new here, I'm Alyssa, and I'm the owner and creator of Nutrition NZ. I'm a clinical nutritionist and personal trainer, and I specialize in non-communicable disease prevention. And I'll be the first to say that when I was at uni, so I did a science degree in human nutrition, and we learned it was food first. It was always food first, and they were very anti-supplements. And it did take me a long time to come around to the idea of supplements. But the reality is the amount sometimes of food that we, like the volume that we need in order to get the nutrients that we, like the micronutrients that we, and macronutrients actually, that we require to function in the best way that we can, is sometimes just not possible. Either you're too busy, or the quality of the food is not there, or maybe like me, I just don't like to feel overly full. So I will take the opportunity to take a supplement when I need to. So if you are anti-supplement, or you're a supplement hater or whatever, then please scroll on, because we just don't need that negative energy here. This is for you guys who are just curious to get a bit of a dive into what supplements are out there and why we should have them. So the first one that this is my new range in the front of me here. This one here. This is, sorry, I'm backwards when I'm looking at myself. This is a range that I've been using for my entire career in nutrition, clinical nutrition. And the only reason that I've gone towards other ones is because these guys just don't have the products that I require. So I've had to look elsewhere. And yeah, it's been a bit of a fun journey, really, because I get to try all these lovely things. So the reason I want to start with this is because I've opened the can and I'm kind of excited to try this. So supplements. Okay. Again, food first always, supplement if you need to. So I've had a very busy today, back to back with business stuff, client stuff, and I haven't had the opportunity properly to just sit down and enjoy a meal to get all the nutrients that I need to. So I will reach for protein. Now this is kind of new to me. This is called protein water, and it is in a can. It is carbonated. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this just yet, but I was just curious because it comes in all these different forms. So we have the powder here. I normally, sorry, I'm going to dance around. This is what my brain does. Sorry, you'll get used to that. Normally I like to have just like a whey protein isolate, and I'll go into detail about why I like that later. And so this is all new and exciting, this protein water. Reason being is because you can go a bit more fruity with it. Like the whey protein is a little bit more like creamy based, milky based, if you will. So this is just interesting. So this one comes in powder form, and this was just a sample flavor. I've tried pineapple, I got crisp apple. I didn't really like the pineapple, if I'm honest. That was the only one I've tried so far, apart from this can. And crisp apple. And then the strawberry. So this can has 20 grams of protein. So wouldn't you rather, if you're wanting something wet and fizzy and you're looking for energy, you're much better off to have something like this than like a V or an energy drink or a pre-workout even, because this one it's carbonated water, it's got collagen peptides. So I know, collagen, we all like a bit of that. Natural flavors, citric acid to make it a bit citrusy. Electrolytes, so it's got magnesium citrate, calcium citrate, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, and then it does have a natural sweetener, with a bit of stevia. So I can get behind this. And I probably should have waited to try with the first sip, but I forgot that I was planning on doing this. So anyway, I'll tell you what it tastes like. You know, it's not V, is it? I've completely forgotten what that tastes like anyway. But it really does hit the spot. So I feel like that would be quite a good thing for a lot of people to have if you're used to having fizzy stuff. And that's the strawberry flavour. Then I got a couple of other samples to try. Sorry, I'm getting really annoyed with my hair. Can you see how long this is? Like I actually sit on it these days. It is ridiculous. It's like way past my butt. I'm getting it all cut off very soon. I'm donating that for wigs. And I can't wait. But yeah, it's getting in my way. Anyway, sorry, distracted again. Okay, so here, these are all vegan sachets, and I don't necessarily want or need to get vegan ones, but it was the only ones that I could try that were all gluten free. So you know, you gotta weigh up your options there. So there's a chocolate, an iced coffee, a strawberry, a salted caramel, and a vanilla, and I'm pretty excited to try those. The other samples that I got were a vanilla and chocolate version of this, which is whey protein. Now this is a concentrate. So I prefer an isolate, and once I finish this isolate, I might go to this just because these are a lot easier for me to get, but the product itself is the same. So the difference between a concentrate and an isolate is essentially, it's a little bit, the isolate, which is this one, is a little bit more premium, but more importantly for me, it is a lot easier on the gut. It's a lot easier to digest. And so if you can wrap your head around this, a serving of this one will give 27.3 grams of protein, which is a huge amount. That would be like equivalent to, I don't know, roughly like 120 grams of chicken, perhaps. So, you know, if you don't want that much, then you just have this, and it's a lot easier to get that in. Now, I always look at the ingredients list, and it's just whey protein isolate. It is from milk, and it's got natural flavors and a natural sweetener, which is just an amino acid. So like 3 ingredients, and that's it. Like, I love that. I don't like protein powders that are full of crap, like a wicked long ingredients list. Some of them might have digestives in them, some of them might have other stuff. I don't really want that in my protein. I just want it clean like this. So that's my favorite whey protein isolate. Yeah, 27.3 grams per serving is huge. So that's awesome. I also really love creatine. Why do I take creatine? Because it is the first energy system. So I'm not going to be able to summarize that very well, but let's just say your explosive energy, like you run, you jump, just like quick movement. The first one requires phosphocreatine system, and it requires the creatine. So if you want to maximize your workouts, this is good, but it's also really good for your brain. Like it just switches your brain on. So I have it for like brain, like mental clarity and sharpness, as well as physical. And I just mix these two together with water. That's what I do. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I'm trying out these guys, but I can only get so far the concentrate, which is a blend of isolate and concentrate. And it's got very similar ingredients, except this one has sucralose and an emulsifier addition, like compared to this brand. So I much prefer that. It's just this is a bit harder for me to get. So I have to weigh that up. Now, the other big difference that you should know about is that this is going to be quite a bit cheaper than that one, unfortunately. So that's my proteins. Oh, and if you're wondering about what's in the vegan one, and again, I didn't try vegan because I'm vegan and require vegan. It's just they were the only ones that I could try, all the flavors that were gluten free. So I'm doing this for you guys. I'm trying it out for you. So this is a pea protein, a brown rice protein, natural flavor, non-dairy creamer, cellulose gum, and natural sweeteners again. So again, it's pretty clean, and it's got, for serving, 21.8 grams protein. So not quite as good as this one. And then this one, 23.4. So again, remember that one's 27.8. So that's why I prefer those. But I am still very interested in this protein water for a different aspect. So 20 grams in here. So that's like more of your like over-the-counter stuff. And you can, I mean, yeah, I would help to factor that into a meal plan that I would do for you. And also I can tell you if you're overdosing, which ones would be better for you, which would be more financially better for you. And if you have like IBS or any gut issues or trouble digesting stuff, then probably to isolate, for example. But it's all individual, right? And I know that there are a mountain of proteins that are out there, and it's all very confusing and overwhelming. And yeah, pre-workouts are not my favorite either. It's a huge dose of caffeine, and I don't know, do a creatine and a protein water. That would be much better, I would say. This is actually pretty good. It's got me coming back. Okay, so what have we done? I've done 10 minutes. Okay, I won't keep you too long, and I cannot see any comments, unfortunately. Please ask me anything. If I see them pop up, I'll answer you. Where to start? Okay, we've got probiotic. Why do we need that? To colonize our gut, to make sure that we are optimizing the absorption of all of our nutrients, because, well, this is one thing that does it. There are lots of other things that help with your gut, but if you have a good gut microflora, then you're optimizing the function. And so in that case, it's all well and good to be having all of these healthy foods and potentially supplements and all that sort of stuff. But if your microflora is not healthy, you're not going to absorb them, and it's just a waste anyway. So you've got to optimize your gut function, and I love a good probiotic. This one's called Ultraflora Soothe. Again, that's for IBS. Same method here. Probably should have done those ones closer. Again, if I see questions, I'll show you. Then love me a good lipogen. I don't know if I'm actually supposed to say this on here. Anyway, point is, this is for your liver and for digestion, and I swear by this, it's amazing. In the future, maybe I'll just show you what it is. So these ones here are natural medicine. You have to have them prescribed for you because some of these are intense. So as an example, bit of an anecdote, in my early days, I prescribed one of these. So this is a magnesium Sleep X, and it works. My God, it works. Combined with NeuroCalm. It's so good. But one of the other versions of this had high dose of potassium, and I didn't know that the person that I had prescribed that to was on blood pressure medication at that time. That was my bad, so bad. And the person came back to me and said, "Oh, I'm having heart palpitations." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I stopped taking that stuff, and I was fine. I was like, okay. Had a little look-see, whoopsie, and wickedly dangerous amounts of potassium for someone on a blood pressure medication. However, if you had higher blood pressure and you didn't want to go on medication, then that would have been perfect because that would have optimized your blood pressure. So that's why these ones have to be prescribed. And don't worry, that was many, many years ago, and I will never make that mistake again because that was darn dangerous. Okay, and then, so I'm talking about base ones actually now because I won't keep you too long. The omega-3. Now, this is awesome for so many things. It's actually been shown to be as powerful as an antidepressant in terms of the neurotransmitters and brain health. The only unfortunate thing is, like, I know it sounds real easy. Wouldn't you rather just take one of these instead of an antidepressant because of the side effects? Sure, but you'd have to take 8 a day, and these are a lot more expensive. So, there's always that way up, I suppose. But you just can't go wrong. These help to lower blood pressure. They help with your brain health, your cellular health, the phospholipid bilayer of every cell in your body. Gosh, the list goes on. I have to actually read it. What is it? Anti-inflammatory, of course. And it also helps to lower your cholesterol. It like mops up the LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. And so it's really, really great for cardiovascular health. So I take one of these every day. Ideally, I take 4, but you know, they're expensive and they're huge. Like, let me show you what one of these looks like. I will reassure you though that it actually has a fruity flavor. They put like a fruit in it to help with compliance, because nobody wants to be like accidentally chewing on fish oil, right? So the thing about fish oil is you get what you pay for, and you have to make sure that you've got the right balance. So with these, you've got EPA and DHA. So you might see some of them out there that are like high dose, like 300 milligram of omega-3, but if that doesn't equal a good amount of EPA and DHA in the right ratio for what you are trying to do, then it's not actually that good. Also, you've got to make sure that it's got like friend of the sea, and that it's been cold pressed, that it's within date, and that you've kept it cold or cool, because it can go rancid. So, you know, there's a lot to know about these things, and you have to choose the right one. Otherwise, you could actually do yourself more damage. And okay, I'll just pick another one. What's it going to be? Let's go with D3. I think most people should take a D3. It's only tiny, and they're actually not that expensive. Oh, only a couple left, and they're just stuck in the bottom there. So little tiny guy. Vitamin D is amazing for immunity, bone health, and mental health, among many, many other things. And yes, we do produce it. We use the cholesterol that's in our skin, and it reacts with the UV and the sun, and that produces vitamin D to do all those lovely things for us. But yeah, we had a bit of a fight, like nutritionists had a bit of a fight with the skin cancer people at some point, and they were like, okay, we need to meet in the middle here, because we can't be telling people to go outside in the sun because of skin cancer, especially in New Zealand. So that's why you have those limits, like go at the beginning and the end of the day, etc. But why not just help yourself a little bit more by taking vitamin D? That's pretty much about all I could say at this level, because the rest of these are very specific for specific conditions. And like I said, if I just go and say recommend them to you, then it could be doing a lot of damage. Same goes even with creatine. Not everyone can take creatine. Not everyone can take too much protein. You know, if you've got a kidney issue, the type of protein is going to be hugely dependent on your gut function, what your goals are, how much you weigh, what you eat, yada yada yada. So it all does need to be prescribed. So with that said, I have waffled on very easily for nearly 18 minutes. I would really appreciate if you did put a couple of questions in, and then if you found this useful, please let me know. And if there is another subject that you might be interested in the future, then let me know that as well. So there we go. Happy Thursday in the Nutrition Lounge. I've loved having you in here. Hello, I didn't actually get to talk to you, but anyway, enjoy your evening, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.